Look at those long legs fly. There's a party going on around town. It's one rowdy cowboy throwdown here in H-Town, where we're stronger than a hurricane.
What an outstanding competition.
From miles around, best of the best come here to put their tough to the test. Give it all for gold or go home broke.
Holy smokes, that's a lot of horse.
Welcome to the show, welcome to the home of the world's biggest rodeo, where the stars light up the night underneath that Texas sky.
Look at that.
Are you ready for a ride? Yeah, you better buckle up and hold on tight, where the Bayou City streets meet the country roads. Welcome to
A hard-running steer, but he handles it.
Welcome to the show. That's perfect.
Yeah, here we go.
Hello, Houston.
Oh, God, that is so good. No better way to open a Rodeo Houston performance than to hear that. As you can see, Bobby T's not here right now. A little under the weather, but he is getting better. We just didn't get him back as fast as we hoped we all might. Anyway, he's doing great. Keep him in your prayers. I'm Boyd Paul Hamus, joined by Andy Seiler. You'll meet Janie Johnson in a minute. Look, we have a little title we call a sweep, and that's when one athlete wins every round of their Super Series, first, second, and third. And Andy, tonight we got a chance to see two sweeps, and they're pretty rare.
Well, the first one is going to be Dalton Massey. He has found the cash machine, okay? He's got $6,000. And like Boyd said, if he wins go round number 3, that is $9,000 to the good for a guy that understands this format, and he won this rodeo back in 2023. So we know that this Oregonian is very, very comfortable in this building. We'd like to see him do it again.
He's big and he's tough and he's worth watching. Let's go down to the arena floor where our own Janie Johnson has her thoughts on a sweep.
Well, thank you, Boyd. We're all going to feel like we're 17 in our hometown tonight because Cross Canadian Ragweed is here to take the star stage. I'm going to be back here set up on the buck and shoots, but you talked about a sweep, a cowgirl in the breakaway roping who is set up to do just that. Macy Young, she won the first 2 go-rounds of her Super Series, but she's done this before. Back in 2024, she swept all rounds of her Super Series then, but more importantly, she broke the arena record, 2.2 that still holds to this day. So fast on her awesome horse Boomer. This was in 2024, and she is off on a huge roll yet again for this Super Series. If she wins tonight, we're going to have another sweep queen in the breakaway roping.
We are looking forward to watching all that unfold as we start with the first competition, tie-down roping, brought to you by Boot Barn. Now remember, it's money won. It's who's won the most money in the Super Series. The top 4 money winners advance right now. It's 4-time world champion Tough Cooper, the #1 tie-down roper in Super Series 5. At 4,500, he's guaranteed to move on. World champion Haven Medjid's looking pretty good. After that, it'll be a dogfight.
Well, with Haven having over 3,201, why not set the pace and go after it? He was 8 flat in round 1. That was good enough to win the first round of our 5th Super Series. He's #2 in the world. As Boyd mentioned, he is a world champion, won that title back in 2019. The 7-time NFR qualifier has eclipsed the $2 million mark. Horse standing at attention, waiting as he comes out from behind the barrier line. Got to get the calf up. He does so. String gathering tie, 8.1. Great start for Medjid as he applies pressure to the rest of the field.
A lot of pressure. Matter of fact, my gut tells me that may hang on and win the 3rd round of this Super Series. Somebody's going to have to be blistering fast to top that. There's a reason he's a world champ. You just saw one of them right there. Now let's go to Tanner Green of Cotulla, Texas. So he turned out great. He was 8-8 on his first run. Things were looking good. He'd won 1,000. Then last night, the bottom fell out. So he's got a place tonight. I would say he needs to be second or better, win second place money or better for this 27-year-old Cowboy, the grandson of one of the greatest ever, Phil Line. Yes, nice. kept them standing. That's even better. Let's go for a 7. Whoa, just a little bobble. And that 8-4 is going to put him where he needs to be in the number 2 spot in the early going.
But that's just for now, so he has to hold his breath and watch everyone else as he was as close to the barrier line as you can get. I mean, he got out like a oh no, he didn't get out. He broke the barrier. Dang it. Well, that means this trip is done. So now we take you to the 4-time world champion Tuff Cooper. We asked him, why do you love this rodeo?
Rodeo Houston is so prestigious, and it's such a fun event getting to rope here on the football field. It's a long setup, but the cattle are really fun, and, you know, we're just giving it our all each night.
Well, he might as well go for a first-place win, right? Because at 4,500, do the math, no matter how it's distributed in this round, you're not going to knock him out of the top 4. So why not go and be 8 flat? Trust me, he's got the ability. 36-year-old Cowboy, him and his brothers, Clint and Cliff, have all roped at the finals. There you go. Close. 8-3 will now put Tuff in the number 2 spot.
Cap takes a step to the right, but an excellent example of how you handle cattle. There's just one little bobble right here as he goes to gather him up. Misses that string for just 1/10 of a second, but at 8-3, he's smiling because he knows he's going to probably get another check, and we'll see him in the semifinals. See if that Wise County Cowboy can finally take the title here in Houston. Andrew Burks of Kell, Mississippi, $750. So, Boyd, if he wants to use the word safe at all, he needs to win the round. He needs to be 8 flat.
Yep. That's exactly right. Your calculations are dead on. So basically, folks, this guy's got to be 8 flat. He's only won $750. If he does that, he's got a chance at $3,750. That gives him an opportunity. At $2,750, Russian Mitten's already sitting at that number, and he hasn't roped yet. So it's basically, as we said at the top, win or go home. And this is why I love this format, especially in the 3rd and final round. Hard-running calf. Little Red Baldy gets down the arena, weighs on him. Probably a wrap and a hooey here. No. And that's a heartbreaker for the 28-year-old from Kell, Mississippi. Gonna clock it when it's all said and done. He just misstrings that front leg. It's gonna be a no time, I believe. Yeah, it got hung up at his belt loop when he went to jerk it out and put the pegging string on. Ouch.
So that opens the door for Brushton Mitten. All-around champ at the Clark County Fair and Rodeo. Split the win yesterday in round 2 with an 8-6. That was worth $2,500. 2-time NFR qualifier is number 16 in the world. Now, you'll hear us reference the world standings, and why is that? The top 15 in every competition qualify to the National Finals Rodeo. You cannot become a world champion in our sport without qualifying in your select event for the National Finals Rodeo.
And even though he didn't win the world title, he won $135,000 there last year. Just doing this, roping 1 calf a night for 10 nights in a row. He got paid $135,000. Winter Springs, California. Granddad was a bull rider. His dad, Casey, trains horses. Here we go. Yeah. 9-2, which is important. That's 3rd. That's worth another $1,000. So that'll put him in the $3,750 mark. And if that holds, yeah, if that 9-2 holds, he's looking good.
But Boyd, our last 3 guys can all play spoiler if they can be fast enough. When you look at them, Lucas, Hancock, and Clemens are all at the $1,000 mark or less. So they're all going to be going at our fastest time of 8-1. So if we're trying to project a little bit, they need to be 8 flat or quicker.
Yeah, 8-1 would be worth $2,500. And if you add that to his $500, that'd put him at $3,000 and put him in the number 4 spot in front of Tanner Green. So 8-2 would be about as long as I think he wants to be. 8-2 or faster. Kyle Lucas, the great Canadian. Again, oh, he missed the flank. Now the horse is running backwards, and this is all but done. It's over for Kyle. He just did that for the arena crew. So, folks, that guy comes from a great family. He went to his first NFR last year. His dad, Joe, a several-time NFR qualifier and Canadian champion. His sister, Katie, a former Miss Rodeo Canada. But his time at Rodeo Houston in 2026 is over.
Final two Cowboys have roots that go back to the Sunshine State. Dylan Hancock's granddad, Kurt, was my high school rodeo advisor in Florida. Now calls San Angelo home.
He's got to win third, 8-3 or faster. Because he comes in with 750. If he gets to $2,000, he's got a chance.
Let's try and be 8 flat. Why not? Calf standing. Come on, finish it out, Dylan. Yes! 7.7. Throw all the projections out the window.
Hold your breath. This calf has got to stay tied for 6 seconds, and he gambled. He only took a wrap and a hooey. Rather than doing 3 wraps around the legs, he only did 2. 1, 2. That makes it much easier for the calf to kick free, but it looks like the calf stayed tied, and he just punched his ticket to a semifinal. Nice work.
I can breathe now. I don't keep holding my breath, right?
Well, the caveat to that, right, is if this Cowboy were to win first. If this Cowboy is 7-6, we could still, well, that would cost Bruston Minton, but Dylan Hancock would be safe.
Well, to put that in perspective, our arena record is 7-4. So he has to be 0.2 of a second off the arena record. So it all comes down to this for Okeechobee, Florida's Cole Clemens. 7-6 or next year. Long reach. Calf gets up in his hands. Now it's all up to those hands. Oh boy! 7.9. He took the gamble as well. As he waits to see if it all becomes official, we'll let the computers do their work. And it's not enough. By $250, Bruston Minton is going to catch that 4th spot. 0.3 of a second keeps him out of it, Boyd.
Yeah, Cole Clemens is going home, man. That's a whale of a run, and it was not enough. Ooh, breathe. Take a deep breath, breathe, concentrate. All eyes on the cattle, including the eyes of the horse. Swing like a world champion. Fire like a Super Series champ. String, gather, and tie, 1 and a hooey, and it pays off just like Vegas. Cooper will smile, but that look tells you all you need to know. Not what needed to be done. Here's who's advancing. The 2 world champions are on top. Tough Cooper and Haven Midget. Dylan Hancock and Bruston Minton joined the fray. They're all headed to a semifinal. Let's see you do it. Nice job, Tough Cooper. Playing that guitar and dancing at the same time. Good work, Stallion. Thank you to Boot Barn for bringing us the tie-down roping.
This is the Rodeo Houston Super Series. Here's how it works. We invite 40 of the top athletes in each of our 8 events. They're divided into 5 Super Series. Each one of those events is 3 rounds. At the end of the 3 rounds, the highest money winner is crowned the Super Series champion. They receive custom boots courtesy of Alberta Boot Company Outfitters and a custom Les Paul style electric guitar created especially for Rodeo Houston Super Series champions. Out of each of the 5 Super Series, the 4 highest money winners advance to one of our 2 semifinals. There are 10 athletes in each of the semifinals. We take the top 4 from semifinal 1 and semifinal 2 and advance them to the championship. The 6 that do not advance from each semifinal round get another chance. They'll go to one of our 2 wild card competitions. The winner from each wild card will advance to the championship for a shot at the $65,000, with a total purse of over $2.5 million. That's how the revolutionary Rodeo Houston Super Series works.
Get ready for the bareback riding. It's coming up next in H-Town.
Hey folks, if you're 21 or older, pledge to rodeo responsibly as the Miller Lite designated driver. Scan the QR code and receive a complimentary fountain drink or bottle of water. Responsibility has its rewards. Always plan for a safe ride home.
Thanks to Cavender's Boot City for sponsoring our hard-working arena crew. They're not just down in the dirt or on the chutes. They're out feeding in the pens, making it all work behind the scenes.
And of course, we'd love to have you inside NRG Stadium for every show, but if you can't make it, remember you can catch us on the Space City Home Network, the Cowboy Channel, or Telemundo. Let's join our Spanish announcers, Enrique y Luis. Nice job on Go Tejano yesterday, y'all. We worked you hard yesterday.
Gracias, Boyd, Andy. Les recordamos, por supuesto, aquí que pueden descargar su aplicación de Telemundo, Texas, para escuchar el rodeo en español también en RODEOHOUSTON.com durante todas las próximas semanas.
Please download the Telemundo app. Andy Boyd, I know that during the rodeo we've used this word many times. Aguas, meaning look out, watch out, careful, and in certain situations, aguas, run.
I was Andy.
There you go. You got it.
It's like working with Boyd.
Stand by. What's a rodeo without a popsicle? We start them early in Houston, Texas in their cowboy attire, and they're about to watch some tough cowboys in the bareback ride. Sponsored by Chevron. And so far, it's been pretty even. But Clay Jorgensen, the North Dakota Cowboys, won more money than everybody else. So right now, he sits on top of that advancing board with $37.50. Cade Berry, and then after that, Tilden Hooper, Sam on down. It'll be a dogfight. One header today.
We put $700 in Cody Lamb's pocket yesterday with that 79.5. But the musician, former Rookie of the Year back in 2014, has got a paint horse called Grand Plum of the Calgary Stampede. 7-year-old Geldon throwing a little bit of everything at him. Now, they mainly use this horse in the saddle bronc riding. There's all kinds of tricks here, Boyd.
Yeah, there are, but watch this horse's head, as Andy pointed out. Like a saddle bronc, he keeps his head pretty low, but kind of walks on those front feet a little bit when he's bucking. And it'll be a 79-point ride for Cody to get us started. He had only placed fourth in round 2, and I'm fearful that might not be enough to get the guitar picker, his own guitar from Houston. Let's go to the winner in round number 1.
That was Cade Berry, Parker County, Texas. He was 86.5 on his first horse. 74 in round 2, not what he wanted. But he's got a 10-year-old gelding called Det So Long. Last year, Clay Jorgensen, who is in the Super Series, was 86 on this horse, and that is music to the ears of Mr. Berry. The winner at the Cheyenne Frontier Days needs a little bit more to make sure that he advances. So our horse takes a little scoot. Now everything's coming together.
Yeah, there's some lunge from this horse. Watch how this horse kind of leaps forward with every jump. In other words, rather than landing hard on his front feet, he kind of leaps forward each jump, and this guy is spurring the guts out of him. I mean, he's using his feet the way you're taught to use them. How about 84 points to put Cade Berry back in the conversation? And as we get ready to watch Cade smile, you need to know that we asked Tanner Oss a question. Hey, Tanner, who's the biggest...
Tilden Hooper. He's not so much a prankster, but he's really quick-witted, and you might wind up the butt of a joke and not even realize it.
He's talking about Tilden Hooper, who you'll see a little bit later on.
I am not shocked to hear that at all, knowing Tilden like we do. Tanner has won $1,000 twice, so 2 third-place checks. Hannah-Bear, the veteran horse from Bailey Pro Rodeo that he is mounted up on. You can hear him wedging his hand inside that bareback rigging.
Yeah, you almost need a crane. Chain your fingers to it, and then pull your fingers and hand. That's the good news, right? It helps you hold on. The bad news is when you want to let go, but you can't. His father, John, was a Great Lakes Circuit champion bareback rider. Tanner, 35 in his 18th season as a pro. Southpaw and a left-hand delivery. What do I mean left-hand delivery? It means the horse has to turn left to enter the arena. Woo! He left with some power, Andy.
Yes, he did, and I like how things have started on this bay horse from the Baileys. It's an honest effort from this horse, no tricks. I mean, as you pointed out, Boyd, this horse comes out to the left and from there does its job, just as Tanner does. Half the score for the Cowboy, the other half for the degree of difficulty on the horse.
It'll be his biggest score of the week. How about this? A new number 1, Minnesota takes the lead. 84.5. And after 2 third-place finishes, things are looking pretty good for Tanner.
I like it. Turn to Helena, Montana and Sam Peterson. This is a rematch. Little Bug, the National Finals bucking horse, also from the Bailey string, that bucked him off here 1 year ago. Cole Franks, another NFR qualifier, had this horse at Sioux Falls and was 88. So you can be a big score if it all comes together.
Come on, Sam. Sizzle.
That's good revenge, Boyd.
Yep. As Andy pointed out, this horse bucked him off at this rodeo last year. So he gets to get even, but Little Bug has a little trick right there. That swoop to the left, and then starts to lunge a little at the end, but not enough to upset the apple cart. Montana has moved to number 1, 85.5. So look at that scoreboard, 85.5, 84.5, 84. Our bareback riders are putting on a show.
For the guys that came in needing money, the opportunities are getting slimmer. Warren Larson of English Manitoba, 79.5 and 70. As you can see that money board, Oren's got to go for the round, so he's got to be 86. It can be done on this 16-year-old mare called Exceptional Margarita. Jess Pope was 87 in Ellensburg.
Cole Franks was 86.5 in Kennewick. So yeah, so you're saying there's a chance. This guy is easily one of the greatest of the last decade. I mean, Oren has stacked up a lot of impressive wins. Canadian Cowboy on a Canadian horse. Bayou City Dirt. There it is, the knot. Neck rope comes. The long legs do their work. Horse turns back. Good job, Oren. Turn it back to the left. That's tough. On a right-handed bareback rider, Andy, when a horse starts to spin away from your riding arm, that is really hard.
And when you think of the centrifugal force, whenever that spin happens, right there, all of your body and the G-force from that horse pulling on your right arm. But Oren weathers the storm, 82 points. That's 4th.
Let's go down to Jamie. She might have somebody who knows something about Tilden.
Yeah, well, we have Cade Berry here, actually, who should be moving on to the semifinals. And Cade, in your young career, how exciting is it to do well here at Houston?
Oh, it's awesome. This place is huge. You kind of feel like a speck of rice down here, but good horses, great atmosphere, even better opportunities for us to move up in the world standings. So get to watch people like Tilden ride. He's still doing pretty good for an oldie, so I'm glad to be here, and I'm super blessed.
Whoa, wait a second there. Jess Pope did not like being called a veteran. Jess Pope didn't want to be called a veteran, but Cade just called Tilden an oldie. I'm pretty sure Tilden's going to get even for that.
73 points. Thanks for the insight there, Cade. Great job, but wait till Tilden meets you in the parking lot.
Well, he's still sitting in there at 27.50. The problem is Clay Jorgensen hasn't went yet. He's got 37.51.
Colton Clemens of Blackfoot, Idaho, and he's got to win the round. He's got to be 86. On the rocks, the horse from Generations Pro Rodeo, the world champion Keenan Hayes, was 84 on in Denver. Well, if you're going to be 86, brother, you can't get behind on a horse like that. Now, what do I mean by behind? So you want your feet to hit the bottom of the shoulders before the horse touches the ground, and then you want to pull him back to the rigging. And right here at the very end of the ride, you can see his timing is thrown off. Right here. And the judges didn't miss it either, so 72 points for Colton Clemens.
So here's what I can tell you. Tilden Hooper is out. Tanner Oss is likely to take home that number 4 spot, so he's probably in. Clay Jorgensen has already won $3,750, so he's already number 4 in money earned. If he wins another check, he's got a shot to pass even Tanner Oss. So guess what? If you're Clay Jorgensen and you've got Viewmaster from Bailey Rodeo Company, you won 4th and 1st, you just got to go for 1st, because even if he bucks off, he's still going to advance to a semifinal.
They've been some high numbers on this horse as well. I mean, Garrett Shadbolt was 84 in Denver, so yeah, might as well win another check.
All right. Clay, no rookie, folks. 29 years old. 7th season as a pro. I've watched you win Fort Madison, Iowa. The Tri-State Rodeo. Here goes. Come on, Clay J. Fire away. He went for it. He absolutely went for it.
This might be some of the best riding we've ever seen Jorgensen put together this year at Rodeo Houston. As Boyd pointed out, this horse fading to the right, but a great spur stroke. His toes turned out, 80 points for Jorgensen. Will pick up a smaller check, and he is moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, this money's pretty even when you look at that board, but Clay J, smiling. Hammer that hand into the rigging. Just look at their faces, folks. You think bareback riding's easy? All you got to do is look at the grimace, the grit, and the grind. Oren Larson's like, why are you turning away from my hand? Oh, the hair's flying. Buckling down. Thumbs up when it's a grade 8 second ride. Give him a fist pump. Shake your head when it's a bad day at the office. And yeah, it's going to be 4th place, Tanner, but you're moving on. Very even. But Sam Peterson is going to end up being the money winner. And Montana gets the guitar. Peterson saws on it as he's the champion of Super Series 5. Thank you to Chevron for bringing us the bareback ride.
Don't leave, and why would you? Team roping is coming up next.
Thank you to Houston Methodist, the official healthcare providers of the Rodeo Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and supporters of Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine, caring for our rodeo athletes.
Oh, look at that. She was on her phone looking up captions, and they are available on your mobile device at rodeohouston.com/captions. We'll make it easy for you. Just point that phone with your camera to the QR code on the center screens. It'll take you directly to our closed caption mobile app. Speaking of the screens, scan that QR code and be part of the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam. See if we can bring out the Wild West in you.
And it is getting western up there. You're here at Rodeo Houston. Next thing you know, you're on a wild bucking bull out in the arena. I love that. You look good in a cowgirl hat.
Indeed. Oh, what about that? Get a tan on top of that Carnival Cruise Line. Yes, ma'am.
I love seeing those kids up there, Andy. And speaking of kids, we've got some adorable little buckaroos up here at the Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam, riding the Bucking Bull, having fun. Yeehaw!
All right, there we go. Another one up on the party deck. Cowgirl hat and all. Thank you again to our friends at Carnival Cruise Line and our Cowboy Cam.
She's obviously heard us announce before.
Speak for yourself.
She came here prepared. Oh, that's a cutie right there. You're going to love this next competition. It's called team roping, and that's exactly what it is. Corral Boots brings it to us. You got a header and a healer, and the first team to go today is the team that's won the most money. $10,000 as a team. That'd be Junior D's and Landon Glenn. Then our defending champions are in hot pursuit. So it's a pretty impressive lineup, but 2 teams are almost definitely in. 6 teams are fighting for 2 places.
This is one of those 2 teams that's definitely in. So as Boyd pointed out, why not take a shot at it? Hard running steer, long reach on the front from Junior. Landon, yes! 5 and 4, and the gamble pays off for Dees and Glenn getting things started.
5 and 3.
Well, 5 and 3, my apologies. I shorted him a 10.
Yeah, they want it back, right? That run could end up winning. Almost had a pantyhose loop on the back end. Almost went up over the hips of the steer. There's Junior Dees. He's a South Dakota native. Now, this team has had tough luck. Okay, they've finished 6th out of 8 twice. They've won $1,000, but you almost got to think that if they're going to advance, they got to finish at least 2nd, probably 1st. So we're talking about a time in the low 5s at the very least. 5.5 or faster to get. Whoa! The healer's horse started to act up. Or was that the header's horse?
No, that was the healer's horse. He heard what you were saying. He was getting nervous.
Red Anderson, Calgary Smith.
Taking a run at that barrier line. Quick heel catch. Is it clean? Yes, it is. 4.6. They did it. That's now your number 1 team in the round.
And remember this run, folks, because they were not going to advance unless they pulled off a run like this. Wow. Nicely done by Red Anderson and Calgary Smith. Now let's go to our defending champions who left here a year ago with all the cookies in the cookie jar.
Boyd mentioned 2 teams being safe. This team in a really good spot. Derek McGay and Coulter Todd, our defending champs. They won about $7,500 between the 2 of them. 12 trips to the national finals for Derek on the head side. Coulter, a 5-time NFR qualifier. Over $3 million in earnings betwixt the 2.
Navajo Nation to the horn catching side. Arizona Rancher on the heel catching side. There's the nod from Begay. Steer cuts off to the left. Derek! Well, while it hurts to see the defending champs have bad luck, I still think they're really solid to move on with $7,500 in earnings.
Speaking of past Rodeo Houston champions, here's another. J.C. Aquo won this rodeo 2 years ago. He's teamed up with Logan Moore, past Rookie of the Year, who won Prescott, Arizona last season. They've only won $1,500. They have to take a reach at it. The heel loop does not go on. That's what they had to do. They had to take a risk.
Nope, and that's it. You cannot fault Logan Moore for doing it. I mean, he got out like a bandit, then got the horn catch, and the healer's like, I got to take my toss now if I have a prayer. And they're going home, folks. Let's give them a little Rodeo Houston hospitality. That's a heartbreaker when you're in Super Series 5. Now to another Navajo Nation standout, world champion Aaron Sinagini. He won the world title a little over a decade ago. He's roping with a world champion healer from Canada. So the healers from Arizona, the headers from, the healers from Canada, the first Canadian to win a world championship in the team roping, and the header is from Arizona, Tuba City. That's Aaron Sinigini and Jeremy Bueller. Veterans, 39 to the horns, 38-year-old to the heels. 21st season for the header, 17th season for the healer. Great veterans. They're doing all right. Probably going to need to be 5'3" or faster, though. Yeah! Folks, that's only 0.3 of a second off the arena record. Wow. This third round has gotten fast, 4-4, with a 4-6 and a 5.3. Now Anderson and Smith are on the bubble.
Okay. Roan Oilfield and Creed West. New Mexico squared. The youngsters who won the permit finals in order to get their berth here at Rodeo Houston will need to be 4-3. So one of the fastest times we've seen this year. Long toss on the front. And no time. No time with an empty heel loop.
And
Better
that
luck next year
will lead us to Lightning Aguilera and Wyatt Cox. So they got 1,001, and 5,000 is winning the bottom hole. So they got to finish second or better in this round, which means they got to be better than 4-6 to have a prayer. Lightning, an old two-time NFR qualifier. Wyatt Cox, won 24 grand. They're the champs of San Antonio. And that's what happens when you know you got to take chances. And now the final team, they know they're already in. Anderson and Smith, despite their blazing 4-6, probably not advancing because Hall and Profili already have more money won.
Well, it's a tale of two team ropings, too, because we have 3 clean times and 4 no times. So if they stop the clock, they'll win no worse than 4th. Just by stopping the clock with a qualified run.
That'd be $1,500 and put them in at $7,500.
Yeah.
And that would move them to the number 3 qualifier. They gain Todd to the number 4.
Brent Hall, Caden Profili. NFR qualifiers. Well, you hate to safety up too much, but a 12-9 will get them paid today.
Yeah, they're going to get paid. And actually, Andy, they played right into the hand you dealt them. Be businessmen about this. Just go get a qualified run. They did. So, 4,000 in the first round, 2,000 in the second, another 1,500 in the third. That puts them at 7,500. But the team we started with the most money, the first team to go, is likely getting the guitar. Nylon ropes, cotton gloves, and hi-ho, silver and away. Look, stud, when I say whoa, I mean whoa. Time that rope so that when the back end of that steer extends those legs, you can fire. Tip down, dally that horn, bear down. Yeah, but that scoreboard doesn't lie. So here's who's advancing. Junior D's and Landon Glenn get the guitars. Sinigini, Bueller, and defending champions Begay and Todd are moving on. All right, guys, show us what you got. Junior, he's trying to win the prize money. Landon's just holding his guitar. He's like, whatever. Nicely done. Thank you to Corral Boots for bringing us the team roping.
The event that started it all, saddle bronc riding, coming up next.
Hello amigos, this is your telenovela friend Gabriel Soto. And my friends at La Michoacana Meat Market want you all to have an amazing time at the rodeo. If you're drinking, celebrate responsibly. Plan ahead, choose a designated driver, or get a safe ride home. Because at La Michoacana Meat Market, we care about you and our community. Enjoy the show.
Check out the best seats in the house. Those are the chute seats presented by Chenier, right behind the bucket chutes.
Guys, it's autograph time in the fan zone presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. All of our beautiful fans are up here to get autographs from their favorite rodeo stars. Hey, whose autograph do you want to get?
The rodeo queens.
I love it. Our rodeo royalty is here, and you can take selfies, you can get autographs, you can even get a picture with John Harrison and Leon Coffey. Smile for the camera. All right, everybody, come to section 104 and 124. That is the Rodeo Houston fan zone. It is the place to be each and every night. Meet all your favorite rodeo stars. We love the fan zone.
Who's going to be great start for number 3 and 4 again this time? As well as number 7.
Just outside NRG, take your shot. At any of a number of carnival games, you can take a ride on any of a number of carnival rides. But the carnival is brought saddle bronc riding inside NRG. These rides cost a few more tickets. Energy Transfer brings you the bucking horse competition and the Aussie, the Western Texas College standout, Damian Brennan. He's been good. $5,000 for him, Leighton Green, the Canadian, $3,500 after that. It's a gunfight at OK Corral.
Speaking of Western Texas College, here's another buckaroo that called that institution home. Blaze Freeman has a national finals bucking horse called Exotic Warrior. Damian Brennan, the man you just saw in the tees, has been 92 and 91.5 on this 9-year-old mare. Let's see what he can do with Blaze. He needs his biggest ride yet if he's gonna stick around. And he is trying his darndest to bring it to us, Boyd.
Yeah, I'm just worried it might be a little too late. He's earned every point they're going to give him tonight, folks. There's no doubt about that. Trying to fire those feet, leaving those toes turned out. 73 for the Snyder, Texas standout, and that'll be all she wrote for Blaze Freeman in Rodeo Houston. However, probably the biggest shocker for me so far is this guy. Wyatt Casper's been really quiet. 77 in the first round, 82 in the second. Has not won, he's won $500. You need to get in the 3,000 area or a little over 3,000 to advance. The horse is called Hard Drive from the Bailey Company. Tanner Butner was 86 in Nampa, Idaho on this brown and white paint. Come a kicking, Wyatt. Today's the day for a big number. Oh, nice horse, nice ride. You know, part of making a big score is making the ride look easy. He just made this look so much fun. Front of the neck, back of the saddle, toes turned out, lifting on the rein. Nice little brown and white paint. And his biggest score of the week, 83.5 for Wyatt Casper.
Colby Wanchuk of Sherwood Park, Alberta, has earned $500 more than Wyatt Casper. He was 83.5 yesterday. That was worth $1,000. He's got a horse called Freedom Express, a national finals bucking horse that Stetson Wright, the world champ, had twice. He was 88.5 at the national finals, then 90.5 at Fort Worth. And if this Calgary Stampede bucking horse and Colby get along well, we can change it all and brighten up the future for Colby. Big start, and he is finishing it.
Tons of drop on the front end. The G-force when this horse's front feet hit the ground. See how high in the air he is, and then when he comes down with some drop. But that kid is firing his feet, turning his toes out, and riding his way to the top spot. 86.5, Wanchuk. number 1 in Super Series 5.
There is a youth movement going on in the rough stock competitions, and Caden Horrocks is one of those that you need to circle and continue to watch. The LaPointe, Utah Cowboy, up to this juncture, has won nearly $1,500, well, $1,625 to be exact, if you're his banker. But he's got a horse called Devil's Candy that more often than not is a 50-50 prospect. Only half the guys that nodded their head on him last year made it to the whistle. Mitchie needs some more money. Good start. It is a dogfight tonight, Boyd.
Oh, is it ever. Hey, folks, when you watch this replay, just watch the nose of the horse. Watch the horse's nose. See how he bobs his head, takes it down between his knees, then throws his head up? That affects your ability to lift on that rein. But his feet are doing their part of the job, and the kid continues to shine. 84 points. That's top 2 for a Cowboy that, my gosh, he's just 21 years old.
And that means now Wyatt Casper is going to be out. But here comes Ryder Wright. He's won nearly $3 grand. He's got a horse he's been on twice from the Calgary Stampede, the 8-year-old gelding called Glory Days. It was 83.5 in San Antonio and 86 in Fort Worth. So he's had this horse 2 times in the last 5 weeks.
Glory days for our defending champ. Here comes Ryder. Reaching, scratching, lifted. Now that horse, Andy, doesn't bob its head at all. That horse just takes his nose to the ground and holds it there. Very little, well, maybe a little at the beginning. But after that, right here, he just kind of keeps it stiff. 78 points, and that may make our defending champion vulnerable. With Leighton Green and Damian Brennan left to go, as you pointed out, Wyatt Casper's out. Caden Horrocks is tied with Ryder Wright. But right now, Caden would win the tiebreaker on the aggregate score on 3-head.
As we go now to Damian Brennan, we asked him, what's the difference between rodeoing in Australia and here in the United States?
In Australia, it's more of a hobby. There's still plenty of rodeos to get to, but over here you can really make a living from it. There's a lot more money at it over here, so that's probably the major difference.
That Aussie accent. This guy, ever since he came from Australia to ride for Western Texas College, has done nothing but great things. You mentioned his 2 90 and 91.5-point rides on that previous horse, Exotic Warrior. Here he is on Seamus, an NFR bucking horse as well. Now, if he's more than 84, that could scare Caden Horrocks. So he's already won enough money to advance, okay? Damian's likely to win this Super Series. He's won enough before this ride to advance. The question is, can he bump Caden and Ryder out with big scores?
You talked about drop. This horse almost gets fully vertical. Watch how high he kicks out the back. Can feel like everything's disappearing. How about 85.5? That's your number 2 man.
And now that drops Caden to the number 4 spot at 26.25. He's out, which leads us to Leighton Green, who's already in as well. No matter what happens in this ride, he's made it to a semifinals. This is candy-coated. Coleman Shellbetter was 88 on this horse at the New Year's Eve Buck and Ball in Gillette, Wyoming. Candy-coated to the Bailey Company. Uh-oh. Weird start. Nothing weird about the way Leighton rides, though. In Sync should be his favorite band because he's always in sync with a bucket horse. Almost turned out to the left. That would have been interesting.
Well, but you're right, Boyd. When he gets, as they say, tapped off, gets those feet perfectly timed with the horse, it is a thing of beauty. 84.5 for Green. And 84.5 is third. That's how tough this round is To be in the top 4, you got to be more than 84.
But our top 4 advancers are set because Brody Wells hasn't won any money yet. And even if he could lay an 87 on us, and he's done it before in many places, if he could lay an 87 on us, the most he's going to win is 3,000, and that's not enough to bump right or right out of the number 4 spot. So this will be his last horse at Rodeo Houston 2026. His goal is to make it memorable by winning the round. 87 on a horse. He had this horse here a couple years ago. Didn't get by very well. Rusty Wright was 88 on this horse in Fort Worth. Blue Chip and the Calgary Stampede. 13-year-old mare.
He's not listening to us. He is going after it. And I don't know if he'll be 87, Boyd, but he did not hold back on the accelerator.
Well, it was his last chance to cash in, and as you pointed out, 84 or better to get a top 4 score. And he was riding his best to try to do that. Half from the horse, half from the Cowboy. 1 to 50 on the horse, 1 to 50 on the Cowboy. Let's see what they decide for Brody Wells in his 3rd round of 5. And they're doing the math, and they're thinking. And the pickup men, Chase Servey, Tyler Kraft, Towson Muncie, and Randy Britton. 80 points on the final ride for Brody Wells. That will not. There's our judges right there, putting it all together on the clipboard.
What a great night of bronc riding. When the horse looks out, awaiting his chance, the Aussie nods as the West Texas Cowboy lets the fur fly. Brennan took the downhill ride all in stride. Using that free arm and that bronc rein, whether it's the right or left hand you utilize. Pumping that fist when you do what you wanted to. Looking up and wondering whether it'll be enough. A knuckle bump for a job well done. As here is who will advance from Super Series 5. It's Brennan, Green, one Chuck, and Wright. But who got the strum on it? It's the Aussie. Give it up for the one and only Damian Brennan. 7,000 to the good, and the champion of Super Series numero 5. Thank you to Energy Transfer for bringing us the saddle bronc riding.
We're going to wrestle some cows, some cattle, steer wrestling when we return to the Bayou City. It's time for entertainer trivia. Everybody look up at the screens and answer the question on the screens correctly for a chance to win season tickets to the 2027 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Hey, and if you're at Rodeo Houston, you want to be sure and visit the Fan Zone, presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Section 104 and 124. You can see Rodeo Houston champion saddles up close at both locations, but even better, you can meet Leon Coffey, meet our rodeo royalty, meet all of our rodeo athlete stars here at Rodeo Houston. Get a selfie, get an autograph, just meet your favorites. It's all happening in the Fan Zone every single night at Rodeo Houston.
Check out the video screens and see our Carnival Cruise Line Cowboy Cam. Bringing out the Wild West in you. Let's see who it is. Well, hello there. She's up on the deck of that Carnival cruise ship. Got her cowgirl hat.
All right, having fun. Here you are at Rodeo Houston. Next thing you know, you're on a buck and bull, living your best cowboy life. It is uncanny how much it looks like them.
There's another one back on the big boat, waving and smiling. Why wouldn't you on a vacation? As we say thank you again to our friends at Carnival Cruise Line.
One of the reasons to come to Rodeo Houston is the food. Oh, the food. It is so good. Oh, she looked like she was enjoying her chicken tenders. We're about to enjoy something that's not tender at all. It's the steer wrestling, and it's tough. Sponsored by Mattress Firm. So far, so good. If you're Dalton Massey, y'all talked about this at the start. If he can win this round, the former Rodeo Houston champ would sweep his Super Series and be the first Cowboy to do it. After Dalton, it's anybody's game. 3 out of these 7 guys are going to advance. The rest are going home.
Riley needs his best run yet. Riley Duvall of Chakota, Oklahoma, 4-time NFR qualifier, has not drawn the best this week. Let's see if we can make up for it. It's not going to get much better, 7-3. It is his fastest run yet, Boyd, but that's not going to be enough for Riley.
Yeah. Tough luck for the 34-year-old veteran with that famous Duvall last name from Chakota, Oklahoma. We both doubt 7-3 is going to win first place, and that's what he kind of needed to get done. But keep your eyes on that plaid shirt. You're going to see him plenty hazing for the rest of the competitors in this competition. So let's go to Canada. Canada's had a good Super Series. Scott Gunther, Consort, Alberta, 6'1", 210 pounds. When he's not rodeoing, he's working on the family ranch. 2-time Canadian champion. Won second last night with a 4-7. Be nice to do that again. Big Scotty G. Nice. Groundwork, 5-4. So right now that'll prop him up into the number 1 spot.
Good horsemanship as well to push that horse over to the left as that steer took a step to the left. Excellent technique to bring the end of that steer around. Right, you see his right hand. He has to pull over to the left and then back to the right. There's a little bit of ducking and diving to make all that work. Borden, Indiana, the hometown of Shade Etherton. Texas Circuit Finals champ. As you pointed out, Boyd, just a moment ago, Riley Duvall has just jumped horses and he will now be hazing for Shade.
And their shirts match. That's kind of cool.
I don't think they did that on purpose.
Maybe not. Here comes Shade. Come on, Biggin. Oh, the Hoosier! Hits the ground hard and can't hold on. He only had $250 won, so it is highly unlikely you'll see him in a semifinal.
Steer checked up, and he slips the inside horn, so no time.
All right, everybody hold your breath. I hope he drew well. Remember, man, that hurts just watching it. Folks, you don't get to pick the steer that you have to throw. It's a random draw, and we don't know whether Dalton Massey drew a good steer or a bad steer. But you know what? Great steer wrestlers have the ability to turn a bad steer into a good one, and he is a great steer wrestler.
Won this rodeo back in 2023. Helped him get to his first national finals. The Palomino horse from Ringo Robinson puts him where he needs to be. Oh, he tied it. 5-4, so it would be a asterisk sweep if that 5-4 holds.
Right. I'm not going to tell him about the asterisk. You can tell him about the asterisk. He's still, if that holds, is going to win the most amount of money in this Super Series easily. But technically not a complete sweep. It's like sweeping 3 corners of the room, but not the 4th one. Big Jacob, you know, he's won money with 12 second runs. So he's got $1,000 in his pocket. If he can come out here and throw one in 5-3, and you and I both know he can, that would punch his ticket to a semifinal or have a really good chance at doing it.
Well, the one thing I would say, and I think you would agree with, I just don't know if 5-3 helps him enough with the guys that are going to follow. I think you're going to need to be in the 4-second range
before we're done.
Yeah, to make you feel more comfortable about having a shot to advance.
But even second would put him at 3,000, and that would still give him a decent mathematical chance. But 5-3 is the way to go. Champion of the world from 2020. Oh! Even though Jacob Edler is 6'3", he needed to be 6'5". Couldn't quite reel this fish in. He's reaching, his horse is ducking left. Look at him reach, his horse moves away on him, and look at Riley, just the look of disappointment on his face as well. All right, this guy got here by winning the Fort Bend County Fair and Rodeo. He's on the verge of advancing. This is Dane Has, Neola, Utah.
Fastest run came yesterday with a 4 and 8. If he did that again, that would be the fastest run of the day. He's placed twice, 4th and 3rd, and he's gotten quicker with every run. Not only won Rosenberg last year, but also won Decatur, Texas. They're trying to get this steer standing. And you can tell that's a broke steer wrestling horse to be standing in the corner just like that.
Especially when that chute gate is rattling. Usually those horses will hear that chute gate rattle and they'll think, oh, it's go time. But that horse is stoic. Got the steer looking straight ahead, head up. The Jesus horse looking at the steer, and away we go. Oh, he got cut off at the pass. The steer went left, and then the initial horse race of the beginning of the run, the steer says, a left turn, Clyde, and the left he goes. Crossing over in front of the horse. He's still in there at 1750, but we know Donnell Henderson has won more than that, as has Mike McGinn, just that exact amount.
And if you were to ask Donnell Henderson of Huntsville, Texas, if he were 5 and 3, how much would he get paid? I guarantee you he would not have said first or second. He won 2,000 in round 1 with a 5 and 3. But this guy at 6'8", 265 actually played collegiate basketball at Tulsa and Oral Roberts. That's right, 6'8". He's a heck of a cowboy. Won Oakdale, Gladewater, and Killeen. He didn't break the barrier last night. He would have been in really good shape. If he gets out here, we got a shot. Uppercut, 4.9 for Big D. That is your number 1 man, and he is in the spot to move on.
He just punched his ticket because the worst he's going to do is second. That's the worst he's going to do. Now, there's a strategy when you back in the box at Rodeo Houston, and we asked our last steer wrestler to go, Mike McGinn, what have you learned in the last 2 years here at Rodeo Houston?
You just got to really pay attention to the field and what's going on, you know, if you're first or last out, and just really take advantage of any opportunity given to you.
Well, he's last out. He's won $1,750, so that means he's just got to place. If he places, he's in. So we've only got 4 qualified steers, so just throw a steer down, and you win $500. That'll put you at $2,250. And that's enough in earnings to advance. That's the beauty of going last. You don't have to be 5'4", you don't have to be 4'8", you don't have to be 7'2". You just got to get your steer on the ground. Probably more pressure on that than anything else.
I agree. Sometimes you don't want to have to make a layup. They're telling him, yeah, like he got out from behind the barrier line. Whoa! Don't safety up at all. Just go ahead and win it, Mikey. 3.9, and McGinn is in.
Oh boy, he was last, and he's going to finish first. 3.9, the fastest steer wrestling run of this Super Series. And Mike McGinn's going to take the win in the round, and he'll be joining a very talented field of advancers. Reach, Jacob Elder, reach. Boom. You're going to hit the ground. Riley Duval, just don't get run, pull him over. There comes the man. Left horn down, nose up. And then go to that nose, Donnell. All 6'8", 265. Shake your head when things go bad. Blink your eyes and you'll miss it. Tip your hat when you do what needs to be done.
Here's who advances. Past Rodeo Houston champ Dalton Massey at the top, followed by McGinn, Henderson, and Gittner. There is your Super Series 5 winner, Dalton Massey, strumming on that thing with nearly $7 grand. As we say thank you to Mattress Firm, they brought us the Steer Wrestlers.
The horse race in professional rodeo is next. The Cowgirls barrel racing.
What's your favorite food on the road?
Steak and eggs. I like beef and I like breakfast.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Teleportation, where I could be where I want to be when I want to be without having to travel.
If you weren't a rodeo cowboy, what would you do?
I would be a gymnast because I love gymnastics. I did it growing up. I gave it up to pursue rodeo, and I would actually probably be a retired gymnast by now because I'm too old.
Jess, if you're stranded on a desert island, who would you want to be with?
I'd want to be with my wife, mainly because she does practically everything for me in my daily life. Laundry, make sure I'm up, know what I'm doing for the day, feeds me, make sure I eat. So I feel like if I went with anybody else, I'd wear dirty clothes and I'd probably not eat and know what's going on.
Welcome baby animals into the world at the Birthing Center at Ag Venture, presented by Oxy, located in Hall A of NRG Center. Watch as they take their first steps and see how their mothers nurture their babies. Ag Venture is open daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Great looking crowd today here at Rodeo Houston, and they are ready for the ladies barrel race, the first of two women's events happening here at Rodeo Houston. Spots 1, 2, and 3 should be safe for this Super Series, so it's going to be an absolute horse race for that number 4 spot.
That's right. One spot to win out of these 6 remaining. S&B Engineers and Constructors brings you the barrel racing. And Latricia Duke. She has won $5 grand, so she's in. Anita Ellis is pretty close to being in, and Summer Cosell is about a lock, depending upon how this all shakes out.
Julie Pleur, now calling Crum, Texas home, won the Sandhills Stock Show and Rodeo after winning the NFR title at her first trip to Las Vegas. 14:67 in round 2 was her fastest time as she tries to keep the chest on a little closer to the barrels. There you go. One more turn. Come on, Julie. She was going for it and tips that barrel over. 20:51 will make her too long, Boyd.
Yeah, and a little nervous on that $1,500 bucks. Pretty sure that's not going to do it. Let's go to Latricia Duke. This is one of the all-time great futurity trainers. Out of Henrietta, Texas, went to the National Finals in 2024. Got her degree in special education from Tarleton State. Second in the first round, first in the second. She has been on fire at Rodeo Houston. Here she comes. Number 13 in the world when we started this Super Series. Smooth, tight turns. You're too quiet out there, fans. Come on. Help her around that third barrel. Cheer to the house. She stops the clock. 14:45. And I'll promise you that's going to be one of the top 3 times.
Definitely, Boyd, you said it. Smooth is fast, and that 14:45 was definitely smooth. Here comes Gianni Schuster. She's trying to run a Hail Mary tonight. Decided to make a last-minute horse change. She needs to rise to a win if she wants to move on from this Super Series. And this horse change was a good idea. This horse's name is Shine by Design, and they're headed to that third barrel. Long-strided horse. This horse could really fly, but we took some steps around that third barrel. It's going to cost us a little bit too much time. Yeah, they were really laying down a run here going out of that second. But that third barrel, it's out there in the middle of nowhere, and it is tough.
It is out there in the middle of no man's land. 15:57 for Tiana.
Summer Coastal of Glenham, South Dakota. She's number 25 in the world and was 14:54 yesterday. She's won 3,000 so far. She can have another top 4 time. Puts her in the catbird seat as far as going on to the semifinals. This horse has been smooth so far. Easy running, close to the barrels, tight turns. Can we sparkle around one more? Yes, we will. The Badlands lady doing good things. 14:55. That is number 2. Let's pay her one more time. I like it.
I like the sparkle.
Guys, our times are so close between first and second. Exactly a 1/10 of a second, splitting Latricia Duke at number 1 and Summer Coastal at number 2. Very different horse styles, so I want to take a look at these 2 runs to see where the difference was in a 1/10 of a second. It's going to be hard to tell, but Latricia, she's on the Palomino. Summer, she's on the Dark Starl. You can see that Summer's horse moves in a smaller pocket going into each barrel, and right here headed into second, Summer has a pretty good lead. Then they come in close right around the second barrel, and now they're back head-to-head. Then they're exactly head-to-head running into that third barrel, and you can see the different angles. Summer turns closer. Latricia gives her horse just a little bit more room around the third. Then it all really truly came down to which horse could run the fastest across that timeline, and by a nose, Latricia Duke wins by a 1/10 of a second. Not very much time, so amazing to see, but we still have a lot of great barrel racers left to go, including Anita Ellis, who we talked to about her horse earlier.
My horse's name is Rico. He's a 6-year-old. I trained him. I ran him as a 4-year-old futurity colt, and he's just been doing great since then. He actually won the Calgary Stampede last year, so he's just a good boy.
Yeah, Anita's horse Rico's been doing great, and she has been doing amazing. Just won San Antonio, sitting solid to be moving on to the semifinals here out of Houston. I can't wait to see Anita Ellis in this next set.
So I think they're still looking for the marker for the second, or actually the west barrel. So the east, that's our arena crew. What we do is we bury a rope in the ground to make sure that the barrels get marked in the same spot for every barrel racer. Because if you move it 6 inches to the left or 6 inches to the right, then that barrel racer is going to have a shorter pattern, and therefore maybe when we get to a contest where you time it to the 100ths of a second, and they're always pretty sure they know where it's at, so we're hopeful that the tractor didn't pull it up. So we'll see as they continue to look for that mark. So just to build off of what Janie was saying on Anita, but the next barrel racer, once we find this barrel racing mark, is the 2-time world champion, the defending Rodeo Houston champion. And right now, she's a long shot. Janie, when we talk about one of the most dominating barrel racers of the last 2 years, Cassie Bowery, who's won Rodeo Houston and the world title the last 2 years, she's a long shot. She's only won $250.
Yeah, Boyd, we were actually talking about Cassie Mary earlier. I'm one of her biggest fans. She has won more money in the sport of barrel racing than anybody in history, but her main career move is training horses and going to the age events and the futurities. In fact, when she goes to pro rodeos, she only enters about 26 rodeos a year. You're required to go to 25 rodeos to qualify for the national finals rodeo. 2-time reigning world champion, 2-time Houston champion. She knows how to pull a hat trick when it counts here at Houston, and honestly, anywhere she goes. She knows how to ask these young horses, because her horses are still young, when they need to step up when it really counts. She usually kind of eases them through the first couple of rounds. She knows she has to get a round win tonight if she wants to move on to semifinals. Never, ever count her out. She's going to be fun to watch. But I'm checking it out here. That looks like they're going to be measuring off of the eye to make sure that that barrel stake is in this exact spot. And, if you're in the back here waiting, you're just trying to keep your horse calm, making sure that they stay nice and collected, happy, ready to go up that alleyway. These horses are ready to go. They've been warmed up, and barrel racers, they go up and down the road to rodeos all over the country, so they know exactly how to handle this situation. So it just gives you a little more time to think about what you need to do.
I want to pull off of something you said, Janie. Cassie only goes to 25 rodeos a year, or 26. 30 at the most, okay?
Sure.
How many does the other barrel racers who qualify for the National Finals Rodeo, how many rodeos would they typically hit in order to win enough money to advance?
Well, that's a great question. Every barrel racer is different, but I would say an average of 70 to 90 rodeos a year is what we see from most barrel racers inside the top 15. You can go to up to 100. It rarely happens that they're able to hit that many because they can't take their horses from here to there, but that's why a lot of these barrel racers have multiple horses to ride. But you do have to go to a minimum of 25. It's very, very rare that we ever see anybody in the top 15 that went to less than 60.
But I think it speaks volumes about Cassie to not only win world championships, but to qualify for so many national finals rodeos on such a small number of qualifying events.
Absolutely. Well, that's why she's one of the greatest to ever do it, because she's trying to balance the age events and training these young colts to be up and comers, has to go to events all over the country for that. Then she goes to the big rodeos to try to make the NFR. That's why if wins like Rodeo Houston means so much to her NFR trip, because that's the few that she goes to. So definitely impressive, definitely saying a lot. I think we're maybe making some headway here on this barrel.
So you've been a competitor too, and I want to build off of another question that you were asked a second ago. If you're Cassie and you're back there and you got your horse and you're thinking you're next, like within the next 30 seconds, and that 30 seconds turns into 3 minutes, what do you do with your horse? How do you keep his energy level where it needs to be without getting, too pumped up when you're not going to run, or getting too laid back because you don't know when they're actually going to mark that barrel and go?
Well, right, that's a great question, but the thing about it, and I speak for this on Cassie as well as pretty much any barrel racer that's competing on a pro level, they probably spend more time with their horses than they do their own family, so they know exactly what they need to do. Many of these barrel racers train their horses, have had them from a young age if they didn't raise them themselves. Cassie's had Jarvis since he was young, and so she's back there probably petting on him. She might have even gotten off, loosened his cinch, making sure that he stays calm, and then when she knows it's going to be her time, she'll tighten that cinch back up and be ready to go. But it's really just about keeping the horse calm back there, but he's a seasoned horse at this point. He knows exactly the routes and everything that's going on back here at Rodeo Houston, so he's used to the scenery. But, I actually want to talk a little bit more about Anita Ellis, as she's coming up in this set as well. I can't quit talking about the story. I truly think it's the story of the year in the WPRA is her comeback.
Yeah, she was actually qualified for the national finals and then got injured in November and was unable to compete. And really, what was amazing, the lady that replaced her, because Anita couldn't go, ended up winning the NFR championship.
It was an incredible story, and they're great friends too as well. I know that it was not how Julie wanted to make her first NFR, but Anita had this terrible brain injury. She had a horse accident. I think it was towards the end of October. She had to go through rehab, months of that, to relearn how to read, relearn how to speak, how to get back on her horse, and then she was able to get back to riding, get her horses in shape, had to miss the NFR, comes out San Antonio, which was just a couple of weeks ago, wins San Antonio. Now she's here in the Super Series, going to be moving on to the semifinals. It's absolutely miraculous. She is such a fighter and such a hard worker, and it's just so cool to see her back on this stage that she's at and back to winning, because the horses that she has, she trained herself, she paturtied both of them. She's just incredible, and I think it's so cool to see her do well here at Houston.
Andy, they could do a 30-30 on Anita Ellis.
Oh, absolutely, and I don't want to transition to something different, but Cassie has to give us the fastest time of this Super Series just to be alive, right? To continue on in this Super Series competition, and for her to be able to defend her title, the two-time world champ and the two-time Houston champ has to lay down the fastest run of this Super Series after this delay in order to stick around.
Right, she's going to have to be a 14:44 basically, or who knows what these next 4 barrel racers could do. Maybe it's going to be even faster than that. I would say the next 4 that we have left to go, any of them could win. Any of them could take the win here if they have the right setup, their horses feeling their best.
Do you know, is Megan McLeod-Sprague riding Jag again?
I'm going to say that she's going to be riding Jag. I actually didn't know yesterday that she was going to switch, but that horse is so recognizable, that bay with the bald face. As soon as I saw him running up the alleyway, I'm like, oh, it's on for Megan McLeod. But hey, guys, we got our barrel back.
Okay. All right. So now we get to watch the defending Rodeo Houston champion and the defending world champion that has to really step up to the plate. As Janie said, she may have just re-cinched that horse, climbed back into the saddle, and now Cassie Mowry. From Dublin, Texas, on the move. Come on, Lone Star State, don't let her down. She's your defending champ, the world champ. Ride with her, get louder. Come on, pick it back up. Help her on her way to the house.
She did it. 14:17. That's the fastest run of the entire rodeo when she had to do it. Wow, that was awesome.
Wow. Don't tell me ice water doesn't run through her veins.
But now Megan McLeod Sprague is pretty much in the same boat. Marsing, Idaho from the Treasure Valley. Won a little over $600 on Jags. Jagger the horse, shouldering into barrel number 2. And that will be it for Megan. 1997 was a great year for NSYNC, but not the time you wanted in the barrel race.
We've got Cassie Mowry in that #1 spot. Guys, don't say I didn't tell you so. 14:17 is what we're chasing, the fastest time of the rodeo. We've got Anita Ellis, and she's making a horse change. This is Axe, I think, if I can tell right here. I think she's going to give Rico the night off and going to come out here and try to lay down a run. She has amazing horses. She's trained all of them, faturied them all. As we're headed into that first barrel, we have a lefty. Woo! Oh, guys, I spoke too soon. That horse was really wanting to do his job and come around that first barrel strong. This is the type of horse that you want here in Rodeo Houston, one that wants to come in and turn, but maybe just didn't quite come together for their first run here at Rodeo Houston. I hope we see Rico back in the semifinals.
Yeah, too close on one, too wide on another, and just a rough day at the office. All right, any Texas A&M fans in the house? All right. Both this cowgirl and her husband graduated from Texas A&M. He's a veterinarian. She's a fabulous barrel racer. Haylin Lyde, 2-time NFR qualifier. 24 and 25. She went to the NFR. Now help her, help her, help her. Kick him. And trying to get her first check of the week. She will not. 1,500 is where the clock stops on Haylin Lyde. Uh-oh, they let Cassie slip in the back door.
Yes, they did. If you wanted drama, we had it. Came down to the last 4 barrel racers and the fastest run we've seen this year at Rodeo Houston. As the clock starts, when the flag drops, don't ever count her and Jarvis out. That, of course, is world champion Cassie Mowry. How close can you get without tipping them over? That's what you don't want to do. That takes you out of contention. The horse race that comes down to the bitter end when you cross the timeline. Here are the advancers. Latricia, Summer, Anita, and Cassie are moving on. And there is Latricia Duke with that brand new guitar. Strum on it, cowgirl. Congratulations. And thank you to S&B Engineers and Constructors.
Oh, we love watching the cowgirls, and we're going to love watching them in the next contest as well. Breakaway roping is next on the agenda. Compliments of Oxy. And so far, this is the other potential sweep. Janie talked about this in the opening of the show. Macy Young holds the arena record at 2.2. She's got a shot to be, the third cowgirl to sweep a series. We've had 2 barrel racers, and this would be a breakaway roper that would pull it off.
Bo Peterson be the first to throw her load. 2-time NFR qualifier who won Dodge City, Caldwell, Idaho.
Whoa!
Everything is clean? Yes, it is. How about 2.4? The fastest run of the rodeo in the breakaway roping.
The ladies have brought it. And that means if we're going to get a sweep from Macy Young, she's going to have to be 1/10 off her own arena record. She'll have to be 2.3 in order to win this thing as a sweep. Trust me, she's just after the dollars. 2.5 would pay another $2,000. She's moving on no matter what. So she can afford to take a chance if she wants to. Here comes the Macy. 3 swings, pitch, 3-3. The pitcher of consistency. She's been 3 flat, 3-2, and now 3-3.
I think that was wise on her part, too, to make sure that horse is free and ready for the upcoming semifinals. Make sure everything is working as planned.
A tough set of breakaway ropers, guys, tonight, but we're getting ready for our reigning world champion and our reigning Rodeo Houston champion, Taylor Munsell. She just won the world title, and she also broke the record for the most earnings ever out of the National Finals breakaway roping season. So incredible. She's been 4th twice, but we need something to happen right here. We got to make some money. Man, nice throw right there, 2-6. And we broke the barrier. I can tell by the look on her face. She was pushing it. You can see it right there. You got to give that calf a head start. You can't say she wasn't going for it.
Yeah, and that's, normally if we see a 2-second run, we think, uh-oh, barrier. That was not the case for Bo Peterson. It was the case for Taylor Munsell. Now, yeah, thank you for that. Let's go to Tiffany Scheit, Floresville, Texas. Husband Matt, son Chisholm. She's won some big rodeos, Champ of Cheyenne back in 2022. But she has not cashed in big time yet. Just a $500 check last night. She needs some first place money and had to take that chance. Had to take it. It just won't pay off.
Volberg, Montana's Joey Williams. 4-time NFR qualifier. It's 5-1 in round 1. $250 is all. So she needs to be 2 and 3, really. I mean, when you look at everybody that's following, to apply pressure on everyone else, let's be as fast as possible. Joey! 3 seconds flat. That's second.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Maybe.
That's exactly what she did. She's giving herself a chance. Now everybody else has to show up. For example, your next cowgirl is a 4-time qualifier to the Canadian Finals Rodeo. She won the first round there a year ago. I love this horse. This little roan with the bald face, he is some kind of cool. Jenna Dallin, Nat in Alberta, Canada. Won second last night with a 3-3. So she's sitting there with $2,000 won. Just place. Catch the calf, place in the top 4, and you're almost guaranteed to move on. Top 4 right now would be faster than 12.6. Oh, no! Oh, no! That breaks my heart. I did not see that coming.
All right, welcome to the Danny Lowe Show as we get ready for Danielle Lohman. I'm such a fan of this breakaway roper. Hails from the Navajo Nation, Gilbert, Arizona, 3 times the National Finals breakaway roping. She's won 1/3, so we got $1,000 on the board, which means we need to place tonight. We need to place pretty high. Danny Lowe knows how to step up in those big situations. We got a fast running calf. She reaches for it. 3.8. And she had to work for that one. We're gonna be on the board. I don't know if it's gonna be enough, guys.
It is not. That 3 and 8 puts her number 4, and 1750 is not enough to jump above Taylor Munsell. So it's going to come down to Kelsey Domer, who's already won $750. So she needs to at least split second and third. So she's got to be 3 flat or quicker. From behind the barrier line, and it does not go on, so in no time for our final cowgirl to go. The Dublin, Texas native and 10-time world champ have a no time.
Yeah, and I mean, our breakaway roping kind of fell apart like a wet cardboard box at the end. She broke the barrier in addition to the miss, so a rough day at the office for Kelsey Domer. Little baby powder never hurt anybody, especially if you want to rub it on your rope so that your rope slides a little better. And then it's swing, 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 then throw the pitch. in strike zone. Pat the horse on the head, tell him he's done well. Smile, you're winning. Smile, you're moving forward in the number 4 spot. Here's who's advancing: Macy Young, Bo Peterson, Joey Williams, and Taylor Munsell slips in that back door at the number 4 spot. Oh, we're going to let my little girl. Why you just hit me in the nose? I'm sorry, honey. Mama didn't do that on purpose.
Thank you to Oxy for bringing us the breakaway roping. It's a long way to the top if you're going to rock and roll, but stick around. Bull riding is coming up next.
Blaming me for the crying up here. Check the screens for the answer to the trivia question. The winner will be announced on March 21st.
And be sure to visit the Fan Zone presented by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance in section 104 and 124. Take a picture with your favorite rodeo stars or get an autograph. The steer wrestlers have already made their way up there, but all of your favorite Rodeo Houston athletes can be found in one of the 2 fan zones. It is the place to be, but right now I am actually joined by bareback rider Cade Berry, and we're so grateful for everything that Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine does for our rodeo athletes. So Cade, I want to tell the audience here what you do for your warm-up routine in the bareback riding.
Oh, I get real warm, first of all. Get some blood flowing, make sure everything's working right so we can go out here and perform it the best we can do. A lot of thanks to the sports med that helps us keep our boo-boos going well so that we can go out here and do our deal. They supply us tape and make sure we're taped up and ready to go. So big thanks to them.
Well, I mentioned that you're in the young part of your career, but to be moving on here at Rodeo Houston, how big of a dream was that for you?
Oh, it's awesome. This rodeo does a lot for us. Like I said earlier, you can move up quite a bit in the world standings with money from here. So getting to compete here, doing what we love to do. Us Cowboys have really good opportunities and awesome horses, like I said, and it's great to be here.
Congratulations, Cade Berry, for moving on, and thank you to our friends at Houston Methodist.
Hi there. Thumbs up. Outside NRG Stadium, there is a crowd, even on a Monday night. There's also a crowd inside NRG, and they are all ready for this. Bull riding time at Rodeo Houston. And it is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. So far, so good. If you're named after a pistol, Ruger Piva, the only man to ride 2 head so far. Got a shot to win one more. Hutchings, our defending champion. Tyler Taylor, TJ Gray, the only guys to cash in so far.
Now to their protectors. On the left of your screen, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Smiling Dusty Tuckness. In the middle, it's 6-time NFR qualifier Nate Justice. And on the right, the brand new daddy and the fastest man on cleats, Bo Sheets. But don't sleep on this guy. He's a 10-time Clown of the Year, the future Hall of Famer from Soper, Oklahoma, Mr. John Harrison.
Hey, Houston, who's ready to ride some bulls? Let's do it.
Well, I don't want to be Tyler Bingham. He's placing his rope right now. So we'll go through that process with you. But he's drawn a bull that's been bucked 13 times and ridden once. The bull has a 92% buck-off rate. His name is the Terminator. Yeah, I'll be back.
Well, I hope so. We've still got 5 performances left.
Tyler, second generation, but he's aught for aught. No score in the first round, no score in the second. Older brother Tim is one of his idols because Tim went to the finals 3 times. So is Tyler, though. This is his 16th season. I could take you back 15 years when he was the national high school champion. Kind of big for a bull rider at 5'11", 160 pounds.
See if he can hold on with those long legs and make a little history on the Red Bull from Generations Pro Rodeo. Trey Benton III was close. Rode this bull for 7.95 seconds in our third Super Series. Stick to him, Tyler.
Stick, stick, stick. Yes! Hey, Texas, we can't hear you. We just rode the first one. He's hurting a little bit. You can see the grimace in his face at the end of this ride. The bull tries a trick. Going to the right's not working, so he says, how's your left? And Tyler bears it out, 82.5. And that's going to give him a shot.
Well, speaking of good bull power, the Aussie has drawn a bull from Generations called Mr. Gardner. This bull has an 80% buck-off ratio and bucked off world champion Stetson Wright in our first Super Series. Quinn, the number 30 man in the world from Kamala, Queensland, Australia, 6'180". So maybe the taller bull riders can get it all done. He too, just like Bingham, has not made it to the whistle this year at Rodeo Houston. So let's see if Q can ease up over that right hand. It's a right-handed delivery. Boyd talked about a left-handed delivery, which means the bull should come out to the right. Oh, little play fake. Comes back to the left. Anderson holding on tight. We got the job done. You can't ride them all unless you ride the first two, Boyd.
Amen to that. And to your point, play fake. Turn right to come into the arena, turn left when you get in it. How about 85 points to set the bar? Now let's go 3 in a row, Andy. This is a rematch. This bull rider, Luke Mast, had this bull in Denver January of 2025. He rode him for 84 points, but since then, this bull has been putting a lot of good cowboys on the ground.
He's already claimed 2 victims here in 2026. This bull is 33-5. His name is Co-Pilot Down, but Luke Mast of Plevna, Kansas, who has not ridden a bull yet here at Rodeo Houston, could be the third man who has been skunked in rounds 1 and 2 to make a qualified ride in round number 3. And as you pointed out, Boyd, if you can ride a bull here, it almost becomes a one-header as to who wins second, third, or fourth in this Super Series.
Amen. The only guy that was safe coming in was the guy you'll watch next. Not this guy, but the next guy. All right, Luke. Let's do in Houston what you did in Denver. All right, grabbed him by the horn to get him to free up just a little bit. Here's those shots back. Away we go. Ah! Well, if Bobby T was here, he'd tell you you're gonna hit where you spit. What's he mean by that? Wherever you look with your face is where you're gonna land. He is gonna look to the left, and then he's gonna go to the left. Tough luck for Luke. Wanted to get him to go 2 for 3 on that bull, but not gonna happen.
Now it's time to see if Ruger Jarvis Piva of Challis, Idaho can dominate this Super Series. Can he be the only man to ride all 3 bulls? Well, he's got a test on Buckskin Billy. He's been 83 and 82.5. He's won $4,000. But this bull has an 81% buck-off ratio. When they ride him, they score 84 or higher. Oh, what a move. What a bucking bull.
Wow. That one, all of these bulls are from Generations Pro Rodeo. And so far, so good, because 82.5 and 85 means you had good bulls. And the 2 buck-offs that we see, look at Nate Justice, number 22. Hey, John. Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
They keep a knocking, but they can't come in. Why are you breathing so heavy?
Did you just throw a rubber chicken at the bull?
I lost my chickens for a second. I'm okay, though.
Where did you get your red hat, and why is it creased so weird?
Would you just try to be nice to me? Just so y'all know, Boyd is the only person that would lock his mom up in prison for a year for $1 million. He would do it.
Would not.
Would too. I'd pay $1 million to get my mom out.
That's just because you don't know how to cook. TJ, he's got one under him. He rode his second bull for 82 points, but 2,000 might not be enough. So the best thing he can do is get to the whistle and get another check. TJ's ready. On the flex. Go ahead, TJ.
Okay. John, for the second guy in a row, gets knocked over. But watch this bull and the way he starts. He almost crawls out like a spider.
Yep. And then he sees John, and he's like, oh, speaking of lunch. Turns back into the NFR champion's hand. And then he's just going to graze John's barrel a little bit right here.
Graze? Don't come back over here.
Yeah, he's coming back.
He knows better now.
Why? What are you going to do to him?
I'll be in his face like an onion. I'll be up in that eye.
82 points on the ride, and that's going to help TJ Gray a bunch. He moves into the top 2 on money earned and a total score on 2.
One of the most shocking stats of all is the fact that Hayes Waite has not ridden a bull this year at Rodeo Houston. The 3-time NFR qualifier is a bull called Cool Out. It is 43-10. He won Logan, Utah, and Ponoka, Alberta, Canada, but is yet to make an 8-second qualified ride. And I'm looking at tiebreakers. I think he's got to win the round, Boyd.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. So that means 85 and a half or more. Lord knows he's got it in him. Mason Moody was 85. Uh-oh. And there's Bo, Nate, and Tuck all standing in front of the bull. Our bullfighters do an awesome job, y'all. I got to tell you, you don't do this for money. It's because you care about the welfare of the guys that are riding. And their instincts are so fabulous. There's Bo Sheets just standing there tucked between the bull rider and the bull all the time. Justice leading him out the gate. Give those 3 bullfighters a little love from the Bayou City.
Here is your defending champion in Tristan Hutchins. Montview, Idaho, 4-time NFR qualifier who left here and a month later won the George Paul Memorial Extreme Bulls competition in Del Rio. Matched up with Warpath. Jake Gardner's already been 83 points on this bull here. Bryce Jensen was 85. So they've ridden this bull twice this year at Rodeo Houston.
I think he gets ridden a 3rd time.
I agree.
Coming off the big win in San Antonio, the defending champion of Rodeo Houston. 2-time college national champ, Tristan Hutchins. Into his hand. Armbar of the year. Outside foot going to work. So watch his outside leg. On this replay, he's basically telling the judges with his right leg that he owns this bull. That there's nothing this bull can do to buck him off, because watch his right foot. He's going to start kicking the bull. Come on, buck harder, buck harder. Buck harder, you're not throwing me off. 87 and a half.
Great work, buddy. Now the next man to go is Tyler Taylor. He's been announcing some rodeos. We asked him, how'd you get started?
Started with Tough Hedeman Tour events. Been announcing some PBR velocities. And hey, Boyd, Andy, I'm coming for you.
Really? Okay. He's leaving, so come on up when you're done.
I'm going to the calf scramble.
Okay. Tyler Taylor, he's got plenty of personality. There's no doubt about that, but he's also drawing a bull called Rise Up. Here we go. There you go. Turn it back into his hand. He's a Stephenville, Texas, going away from his hand. Oh, man, Tyler. Tyler. Let me give you some encouragement, Tyler. In 40 years of announcing a rodeo, that has never happened to me, what just happened to you. I mean, get stepped on. Bullfighters doing everything. Nate Justice has got the bull grabbed by the horn. 85.5 points. But man, get up, get out of there. And then once he finally gets his bearings, the bull finds him again. Woo, I'd love to hear the color commentary on that one, Cowboy. Good job. Good job. 85.5 for Tyler Taylor. So let's get some highlights from the bull riding. Oh, the look of death in the eye of a bull rider. Feet, don't betray me now. Stay up on that bull rope. Move for move, jump for jump. Outside foot says, you're mine. I'll see you for breakfast. Down goes John Harrison. Down goes Tyler Taylor. Dusty Tuckness. Everybody's on the dirt. Oh, Tyler. Oh, ouch. You'll remember that one for a while. Tuck crowns him with glory. That look says exactly what you think it says. And here are the Cowboys advancing. Your defending champion, Tristan Hutchins, is going to win the Super Series. Tyler Taper, he avoided all the brutality. Don't play us a ballad, Cowboy. We want you to play some rock and roll. Defending champion of Rodeo Houston and the winner of Super Series number 5, thanks to Rock and Roll Denim. Up next, a very special tribute to some of our favorite athletes. We want to welcome some lucky recipients of our Rodeo Acts of Kindness program. They've been moved down from the 6th level to these great seats thanks to Rodeo Acts of Kindness participants, Baylor Medicine.
Hey, Houston, get out your phones and scan the QR code up on the screen, and you could be featured on the Raising Cane's Selfie Cam. We love seeing our beautiful fans out there having a great time. A lot of people ready for Cross Canadian Ragweed. Hey, you guys are a cute couple. Love seeing you up there on the selfie cam. A pair of best friends just having a great time at the rodeo. I like the sparkly hat. Looking snazzy out there in the crowd. Okay, we lost you there. Oh, good looking cowboy hat. Having so much fun out here at Rodeo Houston. Smile for the camera, you're on the big screen. People act so surprised to see themselves up there. But hey, we want to see you. You guys are a beautiful crowd. Big smiles for Cross Canadian Ragweed and Rodeo Houston. Oh, kind of turning into a kiss cam there. Love that. Okay, having fun. Hey guys, a couple of Cowboys here at Rodeo Houston. We love seeing you all on the selfie cam. Thank you so much, Houston, for sharing your beautiful faces. And thank you to Raising Cane.
For generations, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo has welcomed professional athletes from around the world who come to compete and take part in one of the most exciting and celebrated events of the year. But the Cowboys and Cowgirls admit they'd be nothing on their own. They fully rely on their partners, and now Oxy is honored to present the other part of the team that these athletes cherish, the part of their team that they love and fiercely protect, just like a part of their family. This is historic Rodeo Houston footage from over a decade ago of two legendary horses. On the left of your screen is a mare named Hostage. On the right is a stallion named Lunatic Fringe. Both of these horses have done their part to help crown Rodeo Houston champions over the years. But they also raised a daughter, and this is her. 14-year-old daughter, Lunatic Bio. And she has followed in her mom and dad's footsteps. This mother of four has bucked at the top rodeos across the United States, including here at Rodeo Houston. These animal athletes were born to be bucking horses. They're loved and respected by the cowboys that dare to ride them. And soon enough, the youngest member of this deep bloodline, the son of Lunatic Bayou, Lunatic Bay. He will go on and set records of his own, just like his mom and his grandmother and granddad. Remember, some horses are born to run fast. Some are meant to work with cutting precision. But these athletes were born to challenge their riders. Bucking comes natural to these broncs, and it's our responsibility and our honor to make sure they are cared for with respect and value, because they are a part of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo family too, and they represent both our legacy and the future of our rodeo. You know, all night long we've been cheering for cowboys and cowgirls. Just once, let's put a round of applause together for the animal athletes that carry our cowboys to glory, the bucking horses of professional rodeo. And thank you to Oxy for presenting our Born to Buck legacy. You can see these beautiful horses up close at the Born to Buck exhibit right behind the junction.
All right, our kids are rolling into NRG Stadium. Coming up next is all the action in the calf scramble.
Shout out to our arena crew, those talented folks working the gates, chutes, and equipment, finding the barrel markers, all of that stuff. They are sponsored by Cavender's Boot City.
Life on the road of a rodeo athlete can be challenging. That's why United Airlines is thrilled to reunite rodeo families and bring them along for the ride. Wyatt Cox is a cowboy that loves this self-driven sport. He's a California native that came to Texas as fast as he could. He loves being on the road competing, but hates how far away he is from his family in California. Wyatt, we can help you with that. We want to unite you with your family back home with airfare from United Airlines. You were selected by your peers because they think you deserve this, and so do we. Congratulations, Wyatt. You are tonight's Rodeo Reunited family, sponsored by United.
Keep your eyes on that screen. You could be on it at any given moment. We see you. It's Calf Scramble time, sponsored by Transocean. Tonight we want you to keep an eye out for the first scrambler to properly catch a calf and cross the line, because that scrambler will have the chance to compete in the Super Scramble on March 21st. Let's join Andy and Janie to meet tonight's scramblers.
Thank you, Boyd. I hustled on down here, and we've got 16 young ladies and 14 young men, all of them in 4-H and FFA, ready to try and catch a calf. Now, Janie had a few extra moments, and Janie, we need to know a little bit more about this scramble.
Well, first off, I'm keeping my eye out on a kid who says he can bench press 450 pounds. That seems like a lot, but we have everything from bear hunters to barrel raisers. And also, it's Savannah's 15th birthday. I hope you catch your calf. Happy birthday. Let's go ahead and get it started with our first one, Whit Lowry.
Tyler Scott.
Hayden DeBarge.
Emmeline Wall.
Tyler Burdine.
Savannah Iskett.
Savannah Risto.
Mariana Lopez.
Olivia Walker.
Audrey Parsons.
Emma Alvarez.
Ryder Aikman.
Ty Muirhead,
Mason Richter,
Gabriella Reesing,
Caroline Smith,
Jackson Peters,
Kanan Peters,
Kaylee Kristen,
Evani Nino,
Aubrey Colley,
Lakeland Gilchrist,
Elizabeth Peters,
Clayton Gabbard,
James Rogers,
Tucker Hall,
Brian Busey,
Lindsey Petrosky,
Kahira Kelly,
and Tyson Washington. Those are the scramblers for Calf Scramble number 15. Let's welcome them all inside NRG Stadium. When we host our Calf Scramble, each and every time that we do so, there are a couple of individuals that make sure everything goes as planned. Our gate opener and starter. First, let's welcome our Calf Scramble gate opener. It is Texas Ranger Major Jeff Owls. And our Calf Scramble starter, the individual that will be dropping the hat to let us know when it's time to catch one. It is Baylor University President Linda Livingstone, PhD. Swing that gate open so that the calves can head to the south. The Calf Scramble Committee steering them in the right direction. We wait for the Baylor University President, Linda, to drop the hat. Oh, it's getting so close. There it is. The hat's down. The kids are out. Let's go catch a calf.
And they're off. Man, these kids look like true athletes chasing after some of these calves. We already have some caught pretty early on. Number 24 is in quite a wrestling match. That's Clayton Gabbard. He holds the record for steer at Anderson County. So he's already had a very impressive FFA career. That's number 13. Who's just giving that calf a big hug, a big bear hug, if you will. That's Ty Muirhead.
Look out, Cannon Peters is hustling along from Polk County 4-H.
Okay, yeah, we're about to cross that line. Good job right there, Cannon Peters. He plans to go to Texas A&M one day. And it is a dream of his to be here and to cross that line first.
Wow, that was fast.
We've got a whole herd of calves that are just out here wandering around on their own. I like this right here. We're using our resources. Number 22, Lakeland Gilchrist. She went to regionals for powerlifting, so she is strong. That can really help her out in the calf scramble. Not an easy event. Takes a lot of athleticism and cow sense, if you will.
Well, speaking of athleticism and cow sense, Janie, I am down here with Cannon Peters, one of the first catches today. Cannon, you said you want to go to Texas Tech. Why is that?
Texas A&M. I want to become a vet or an embryologist. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, all right. Well, you got your field of study. So as an Aggie, do you want to bring a steer or heifer back to the show?
I haven't decided yet. It'll probably be a heifer. Hopefully we'll win.
All right, well, you're a winner tonight. One of the first catches. Give it up, Cannon Peters, throwing some curveballs from Polk County 4-H. Great job.
All right, check out the mullet on number 24. What an impressive hairstyle for Clayton Gabbard. He looks like he was successful with his calf across the line. We've got another one caught over here, easing that halter on. Number 17. That would be Jackson Peters. He wants to be a pro lineman one day. Something happened out there, Andy.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool if Jackson and Cannon Peters could both catch 17 and 18 back-to-back. As you can see, a great shot. Good work by our camera crew. Giving you the overhead look is, oh no, number 26, Tucker Hall, almost took it on the teeth. There's 25, James Rogers of McKinney FFA. He's doing a little pulling on both ends, Janie.
Yes, and James Rogers has been a wrestler for 5 years, so this should come pretty naturally to him. Obviously it has. He's got the halter on. We've got one caught over here, number 23, Elizabeth Peters. She has wanted to work with animals since she was 4 years old. Out there living the dream. I love to hear that. And we've got this calf caught. We just got to talk it into moving.
I thought you had to use multiple O's. Moving, right?
I see what you did there.
Okay. Well, we are going to help make that dream a reality as She's got the halter on, so all she's got to do is move to the north. Number 6, Savannah Esquit of Hallsville FFA.
It's her birthday today!
What?
Happy birthday, Savannah!
What a way
15th
to
birthday.
celebrate your birthday. Oh.
I think she heard us. I saw the smile on her face.
Patience. There you go.
You got it, girl. We're getting this calf moving. Yeah, come on, Houston. Help her out. It's her birthday. We want to get this calf caught.
Looks like some family members cheering her on. Again, all of these young people, exhibitors in 4-H and FFA, as we get an official catch for number 27, Brian Busey. Avadale FFA.
Congratulations to Brian. And we're back at Savannah here. But you know, from these hard-running calf scramble kids to our rodeo athletes, Houston Methodist and Rodeo Houston Sports Medicine are standing by to take care of any injuries to our competitors.
Just in case this is your first time visiting us at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, this program dates back to 1942. Right there is number 6. Savannah becomes part of that history, along with number 9, Olivia Walker. Over $22 million in certificates and prizes have been awarded to almost 25,000 students. And there's so many life lessons to be learned as those family members continue to watch on. You've got the responsibility of caring for a living animal, financial accountability and record keeping, decision making for Tyson Washington of Hightower FFA, like, is he going to bring a steer or heifer? The other decisions to make sure that that animal is ready, as Mariana Lopez has her halter on, and the catch becomes official also for Elizabeth Peters.
No surprise. No surprise for Mariana Lopez because she does Taekwondo and is about to take her black belt test. So she just dominated this fight here in the calf scramble.
That's awesome. That is amazing. Lives being changed as we want to give our gratitude to Transocean for partnering with us in the calf scramble. Don't go anywhere. We're going to heat it up. Chuck Wagon Racing coming up soon.
It's our distinct privilege to honor America's heroes as well as their families who support them, like our Gold Star families who have made the ultimate sacrifice. On behalf of Crown Royal, we salute the men and women in uniform that make it possible for all of us to live with freedom and pride in our country. Tonight we honor United States Coast Guard Petty Officer First Class. She is currently serving at Air Station Houston, where she manages property and procurement and supports contracts for the entire region. She was recently recognized for playing a key role in recovering her unit from Hurricane Beryl, managing 28 contracts valued over $900,000. Her personal decorations include 4 achievement medals, 5 meritorious team commendation medals, and a unit commendation medal. This is United States Coast Guard Petty Officer First Class, Melissa Navarro. Join me in thanking her for 19 years of service and sacrifice for our country. Petty Officer First Class Melissa Navarro, we salute you. And thanks again to Crown Royal for sponsoring this special salute. Y'all sound great, but now it's time for the Axis Sounds of the Night.
Hi, Banyan. How are you? Are you cold? I'm too chubby to be cold. I love this weather. Bucking horses are really gonna love it. That's not fun. What do I need to do to help? Not close. Go get the money. Are you ready, old timer?
Let me get this. I don't want you to hurt your little hands.
You love that saddle? It's the only thing that's older than you and I put together. I should wear one of these every day. Everybody's on their best behavior.
That was awesome. All right, folks, time for the Chuck Wagon races, right? And the first heat is brought to you by Baylor, Ford, and STX Beef. So here's what we want y'all to do if you'll do it. We've been keeping track. Tonight's the last night of the regular season. Bob and Enrique have just dominated the Chuck Wagon races throughout 5 super. I mean, they've got 15 wins without ever picking a wagon. It's hysterical. Boyd and Luis and Andy and Janie are ending up in a tie. But this is the final 2 races of the regular season. Tomorrow, we wipe away the score and we start new. But because Enrique has won, I think he should have the first shot of picking the first wagon in our first heat.
I was just here for the victory lap and watch you guys play at Chuck
You
Wagons
don't look
tonight.
as cool in those glasses as you think you look.
Pick a wagon.
I'm gonna go with Ford. Let's go with Ford. Come on, guys. Let's go
You're
with
going
Ford.
with Ford?
Yeah.
All right. Andy, Janie?
We're going to go with STX Beef, please.
Okay. Because all of us have proven to be really bad at picking wagons, that means I am going to get our friends at Baylor Medicine, which means if it works the way for me like it did for Enrique, I'm likely to win. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do the same thing. Pick a favorite wagon with your friend. Bet a bing, bet a dollar, bet a buck. But make a bet. It's 2 laps. First horse across the white line on the second lap is the winning wagon.
So lap number 1 just sets everything up. Easing along we are with STX Beef. But look out, here it comes. Lap number 2 is coming your way.
STX Beef on the outside, but still rolling fast. Here we come for a win.
So we started a couple weeks ago. The first win was Ford. We're going to pull it out tonight. Here we go, Ford. Let's get it.
Vámonos!
Right,
Texas!
baby, right.
Texas, make some noise! Here we come! This is the final! Right here! Here we go!
I don't know. That's going to be dead close between Baylor and STX.
Yeah.
Enrique. Oh,
No.
it's Baylor!
I think there is something to that.
How many
not
times have we been betrayed by a nostril?
picking. Too many times.
You know, I would love to sit here and gloat and brag, but all I proved is that all of you stink at picking Chuck Wagon races.
That's fair.
I stink less, though.
Yeah, congratulations. You stink by 1 more than we do.
Anyway, thank you to Baylor, Ford, and STXB for bringing us that first heat. Let's go to heat number 2, Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. This time, Luis, we're going to let Andy and Janie go first.
All right. Mustang Cat.
All right, Mustang Cat.
Yeah.
All right, then Luis.
Chevron. All the way.
Chevron. I like that choice. That means, Enrique, you have got Mustang Cat.
Kroger. I got Kroger.
Am I
Kroger.
speaking? Hablas inglés. We were speaking English when we said Mustang Cat
Oh,
to
you
begin.
picked Mustang Cat?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
Jeez. You don't ever listen to us. Ever.
There's a reason.
Ever.
Kroger,
All
we
right,
got it.
so
Here we go,
then you've got Kroger.
Yes, I do.
Enrique.
Yes, I do. Me.
All right, here we go. Andy and Janie get the first lap. Let's see how well they call it.
Mustang Cat just picking their spot. Hope you're not picking your nose. If you're in the front row, cover up any food items you have because this race is on.
Here comes Mustang Cat up the middle. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Here we go.
Here we go, Kroger on the inside. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home, Kroger.
Everybody, Texas, let's make some noise. Vamos, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Aquí viene Kroger. Atrás de él estamos con Chevron y Mustang Cat. Everybody go crazy. Somebody
Come on,
scream.
Kroger. Come on,
Here we
Kroger,
go,
Kroger.
Chevron. Yes, sir.
Oh, high
Yes,
octane,
sir.
baby.
That's right.
That's right, Luis. All credit to you. You're the one who picked Chevron, and that makes Boyd and at least Luis. We finished second. Andy and Janie, you don't finish third, you finish last. You understand what last is, right?
I don't even know why you guys come to us on camera anymore.
Boyd, you're still a loser. You're just the first loser, okay?
Right. If you're
so
not
don't
first,
brag.
you're last.
Hey, does
You're
that make
last.
us the
First, you're
loser?
last.
Yeah.
You're last.
We're both losers.
You're last.
If you're not first, you're last.
I just hope everyone has fun.
Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, Kroger, and Mustang Cat. Hey, everybody look up. It's not far away. It's right around the corner. Mutton Bustin' is coming up soon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a word from the chairman of the board, Pat Man Phillips.
Howdy, I'm Pat Man Phillips, and I'm privileged to serve as chairman of the board of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. On behalf of the show's 36,000 volunteers, we want to thank you for your support so we can keep doing what we do best, promote agriculture, our rich Western heritage, and support the youth of Texas. I've lived in Texas all my life, but it wasn't until I moved to Houston that I felt the power of a community that works together. We have access to all forms of professional sports, music, and live entertainment. And it's right here in our own backyard.
There's nowhere else we would rather have our organization or a basketball team than Houston. You know, it's home. I love to brag about the Rockets and the other sports teams in town. And one of the first things out of my mouth when I'm talking about the great qualities of Houston is the rodeo.
I'm a music guy, so knowing the wide range of programming that the rodeo offers over the course of March is incredible to me, and in that I think the Houston Symphony and the rodeo have a lot in common.
These organizations bring fans together to celebrate under one roof. They stimulate the economy, provide education, and give back to the community. It doesn't matter if the performance is on a stage, grass, or dirt. They make our city not just a place to live, but a place to be proud of.
I feel like we've never been in a better spot as partners, and our partnership as we're looking into the future is really, really bright.
I think we should all be grateful to be in this town, and we're grateful that we have the rodeo to kind of bring us all together every year.
I think our relationship with the rodeo is unique. We both have the same goals for the community, and that's a partnership that we've enjoyed and we want to continue for many years.
Because of you, we can all continue to do what we do best, and for us, that means promoting agriculture, showcasing our rich Western heritage, and supporting education for the youth of Texas. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Let's rodeo!
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Hey folks, it's time to vote for the Hard Luck Awards, sponsored by Amegy Bank. You get to be the judge and decide who our winner is tonight. Watch the replays and your applause will determine who had the toughest luck. They'll go home with an extra $200 in their pocket thanks to Amegy Bank. We have 3 rides for you to vote on. We want you to cheer for all of our athletes, but save your biggest applause for who you think had the roughest ride. Okay, this is to be the most fun part of the night because we give all the power to the people, okay? You're going to pick the winner based upon the hard luck. We're going to show you 3 wrecks. Don't think the worst one is the last one. Sometimes it's the first one. But at the end of the day, I know y'all could be a little laid back. This is not the time. You got to bring the juice, raise that DB meter, and give away some money to some hard luck Cowboys. Let's get started with a bull rider that you met earlier tonight. He's been beat up quite a bit. This is Tyler Taylor, the future commentator, announcer. Man, he had the bullfighters move in and everything, and the bull still gets the last hook at him. Check it out. The bullfighters are laying on top trying to protect him, and then when he gets to go away, the bull hooks him under the armpit with his horn. I mean, he's trying to get up. There's a bullfighter laying on top of him. The bull sorts through, and then bam, takes him to the ground. Now, how loud are you going to get, Texas? Do it now. $95, that's a nice start, but we got to get to the 100.
Yeah, that was okay. Let's try to do better with Raleigh Johnson. Raleigh Johnson, another bull rider that ran into a little trouble. Johnny was watching as Raleigh gets out of shape. The right foot comes loose and then right into the back of the chutes and a butt bump land on the head. Watch this. He's going to hit the chutes right here. Bam! I mean, that's like a car crash on the back of a bull. Then he lands right on his head. Come on, folks, help out Raleigh Johnson.
$94 on the ride by Raleigh.
Yuck.
Here we go. Dustin Bouquet, another bull rider, friends. And this guy is going to get stepped up. He's going to sleep on his belt. Oh, look at that bull right in the middle of his guts. And then he ends up balled up, his butt to the ceiling. Nearly mooned everybody as this bull right there. Folks, it can't hurt any more than that. Let's get loud for Dustin Bouquet. Go! $97 for Dustin. Well, thanks to you, Dustin Bouquet gets the title for tonight's Hard Luck Award, sponsored by Amegy Bank. He's taking home a couple $100 in cash. But listen, during our last rodeo performance on Championship Saturday, we'll show our top, roughest rides, and the winner that night will be crowned this year's Hard Luck Award winner, and they will walk away with the grand prize of $2,500. That's the Hard Luck Awards, sponsored by Amegy Bank. You've been waiting for it, and we thank you for your patience. But the time has come. The time has arrived. The time is now for the Mutton Bustin', sponsored by HEB. Let's go down to Andy and Janie and their entourage.
This is serious business. The Mutton Bustin' is nothing but pure adrenaline, Janie.
That's exactly right. That's why Andy and I dressed up for this. We're dressed up like our heroes. We're ready for the Mutton Bustin'. Let's get it started.
We begin with Brody Bailey, 6 years old from Houston, Texas. All right, Brody, hold on tight. Let's see if you can set the pace.
Brody wants to be a singer one day, and wow, I hope we get to see him sing. That was an awesome mutton busting ride.
6-year-old Whit Dixon next to go, loves eating cheeseburgers.
Wants to be a police officer. Wow, that was so impressive. He gave that everything he had all the way to the end of that ride.
Missouri City, Texas, the hometown of Preston Hodge, 6-year-old Preston. Hold on tight, here we go.
Preston wants to be a pilot, and he was flying across the pin on that sheep.
5-year-old Francis Gerard. Francis loves bull riding and munching on corn dogs.
Oh, wow, that was a tough one right there. Tuck and roll, you did awesome.
5-year-old Liam Lofton of Magnolia, Texas, wants to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Hey, this is a good place to start.
I like it.
And you can see he's an athlete rolling across the pin. Wow, all the way to the back fence.
Seabrooks Kennedy Bowen next to go. 5-year-old Kennedy loves eating ice cream.
You got this, girl. We're heading across the pin. She's going to hit the back block of sheep. We're still on that sheep. They had to pour off of it.
Great job, Kennedy. Everly Clark of Sprang, Texas. 6-year-old Everly.
Loves the ponies, wants to be a dancer. You shine like a star out here in the stadium. Congratulations.
Winnie, Texas is Wade Medina. Wants to be a baseball player. Hit one, Wade.
Come on, Wade. Way to go. That was an awesome effort out there.
6-year-old Grayson Cantu likes popcorn and loves seeing the bulls at the rodeo.
Whew, that sheep, it ducked, it dove, it gave it everything it had, and so did you. Good job.
Katie's Elliot Beltran, 6-year-old Elliot, likes watching bull riding and eating cotton candy.
Sounds like the perfect day.
Telling you what, it's like Janie when she has those double espresso shots.
Just throw cotton candy in the mix. Okay, here we go. This sheep is wanting to stall. This could throw off the timing, but not for Elliott because he knows what he's doing. Good job out there. Oh, the sheep even tried to stop. That was a tough one.
Hit the pause button. Robert Valdez, 5-year-old Robert, likes eating turkey legs and wants to be a cowboy. This is how you get started.
You're already a cowboy, young man. Good job out there.
Taking to the streets of Bakersfield with 5-year-old Noah Payne. Likes dinosaurs.
I can hear the crowd on this one. They're excited. Good job, Noah. You are amazing.
Kinsley Davidson, a Friendswood, Texas 5-year-old Kinsley. Likes horses and wants to grow up to be a doctor.
Whoa, that sheep can leap. Did you see how tough that was, Andy? Way to go, cowgirl. That was amazing.
Now it's Wesley Hildebrand of Liberty Hill, Texas. 5-year-old Wesley likes riding horses. Go get 'em.
You got it. You can tell she practiced for this one. Amazing job, cowgirl, and I love those pink boots.
Leela Travali of Katy, Texas. 5-year-old Leela likes button busting, wants to be a veterinarian.
Whoa, good effort. And once again, the sparkly boots looking amazing. You are such a star. Wave to the crowd.
Another awesome group of mutton busters who did an excellent job riding that sheep as far as they could and as well as they could. They'll get that custom back number and a prize for being a part. But the other thing too is each and every time we do this, we crown a champion. They get a special prize and they get to have a chat with our own Janie Johnson.
Hi, Kennedy. Congratulations. You were so great out there. How did you practice to be as amazing as you were? I know it's a tough question. Hey, I want to know, what's your favorite color?
Pink and purple.
I love it, and I love your pink and purple shirt. But hey, because you were the best mutton buster, James from HEB is going to give you this beautiful belt buckle. Won't you just take it out there, show it to the crowd, show it to your fans. Congratulations to your champion in the mutton busting.
Thank you to HEB for bringing us our mutton busters.